everyone, it's Barbara and Mark again with another Driving with Wicky video. We are currently driving through Texas on our way to Oklahoma City. This is a pretty boring drive. I don't know if anybody's ever driven through Texas, but it's kind of boring. We did stop, however, at the Big Texan in Amarillo, which is on Route 66. It's a pretty cheesy stop. It's a big steakhouse. They have this challenge where you can eat the 72-ounce steak, and if you eat the whole thing, it's for free. We didn't do that.
I did it.
No, you didn't.
I ate an 8-ounce.
We ate an 8-ounce steak. We're totally full. It was actually pretty good. It's a nice place. And if you ever are driving through Amarillo, definitely stop because it's kind of fun, even though it's cheesy.
How would you rate it? 7 out of 10.
Yeah, it was
a
good.
Little above average, but not great.
Today we wanted to make a video on the realities of creating content for YouTube because this is something that we get asked a lot. I've had calls with plenty of people and they've asked me this question, like, how do you get started? How did your channel grow? All of those things. And we just wanted to be real with you guys and tell you our realities of what it's like to create content on YouTube.
So in our experience, we've been taking YouTube seriously for about 1.5 years now. That's when we really,
buckled down and said, we're going to do this.
Yeah, wanted to have some sort of strategy. And at the beginning, I think we were doing like 2 videos a week. That's kind of what we were aiming for, like Monday and Friday, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
So since then, we've had a lot of up and downs. Just like any other content creator, you can get burnout. Get frustrated on things, so now we're kind of going back to the 1 video a week. So we've been at 3 videos a week, I think we even one time did 4 videos a week.
Yeah,
we try it all.
We were trying a lot of different things, just trying to get into a groove. And yeah, burnout is definitely a real thing when it comes to YouTube. You've probably heard content creators say that, and it's true. It's true for us, and we're not big YouTubers by any means.
So one thing I want to cover, and I don't really hear anybody else talking about this, running, YouTube channel, creating content. When you go into your YouTube studio backend, in my opinion, they give you way too much data. And what I mean by that is they will give you every single data point of what every user's doing. So you can really narrow it down and be like, how many people click through on this thumbnail in this country at this age? Like,
it's overwhelming.
It honestly, nobody out there can really understand how much data is given to you. I mean, you're gonna have a whole team, like full-time team, to analyze your data for it to make any sense.
Yeah, and I think that definitely contributes to the overwhelm because you're literally overwhelmed with information when it comes to YouTube.
Yeah, and that's why a lot of new people into it, they get more and more confused with that data. And then what happens is they start to listen to a lot of people's advice. And I'm just going to go out there on the record and say that the majority of, these YouTube growth channels or anything, they don't know what they're talking about either because they don't understand the data because nobody understands the data.
Well, and the data changes a lot because they're constantly changing how YouTube works. So when the moment you figure it out, it changes, and then you have to basically start over and figure it out again. Yeah. So from the beginning, my thoughts on really any social media, and I don't really consider YouTube to be as much of a social media as like Facebook or Instagram or something, but with YouTube, I always said, let's just focus on building our brand and making the best videos that we can make, because trying to please an algorithm is never going to work, and you're going to get burned out a lot quicker if you do it that way. So I know that's not everybody's strategy, but I just didn't want to ever be in a situation where I felt like I was obligated to please a computer.
Yeah, because I don't know if you follow someone like a Mr. Beast, he's one of the biggest YouTubers in the world. He is obsessed with every single thing in YouTube.
Like, and he'll tell you that.
Yeah, and it's weird because he has become like part of, this whole in my opinion, overstimulation of data where it's just like, I have to do everything exactly this way. Yeah. So you don't want to become like that because there's really no middle ground. It's, in my opinion, you either got to go full all in on this data, or you just kind of do what we do and you look at it a little bit and like, oh, okay, I guess that makes sense, but not really.
Right, and for us, we never never set out to be like full-time YouTubers. It's something that has definitely helped our business. And our business we're a web design agency and a branding agency. We're not YouTubers. YouTube is just something that we do to market our business. And that's how I've always looked at YouTube, because it's a really great tool. We've definitely grown our business over the past year and a half that we've focused on YouTube and content creation. So it's really nice to be able to get paid to market your business versus the other way around where you have to pay for advertising and stuff.
When we tell people that, I think it can click in people's heads sometimes where it's like, oh yeah, we are literally getting paid to market ourselves. Yeah, it takes time and effort, but in my opinion, it pays off more because you're growing your brand. You're not just running an advertisement campaign that disappears when your funds run out,
Right. So. And one of the big things that we always preach in our business and to our clients is brand strategy. And YouTube is a part of our brand strategy. And we don't ever want to be in a situation where YouTube becomes the only thing that we do, because we still really enjoy creating websites and working with small businesses. We don't want to just focus solely on YouTube. It's definitely something that we're focusing more on because it is enjoyable and it does help.
But I will add that, almost 2 years ago now, we dropped Facebook, Instagram, all of that from our business account. Because of that, we now have more time to focus on YouTube. So there are cases where if you're a small team where it's just like two of you like us, this did work out a lot better because now we don't have to worry about creating Facebook posts and all this stuff.
That wasn't doing anything for our business.
One YouTube video goes a lot further than any Facebook post we've ever done. So if you're in the right market, YouTube will be a great marketing strategy for your business.
Yeah, definitely. Another thing that we wanted to bring up regarding YouTube, especially when you get to a point where your channel starts to grow, is you're going to be approached by a lot of different companies that want to collaborate with you. And I'm going to put collaborate in quotes because oftentimes it's not an actual collaboration. It's them wanting you to work for free.
What we recommend, we did this a little while ago, is create a media kit page on your website. So if you're running a business, have a page that says, okay, if you want us to do a product sponsor or a paid sponsorship, it's X amount of dollars. Then when those people try to pitch you, send them to that media kit link. That's what we did.
Yeah.
And 9 out of 10 times, that will scare off everybody because, like she said, this collaboration isn't a collaboration in most cases.
It's you working for free in exchange for exposure or whatever stupid thing they say.
So take it serious and have price points. You can look at ours if you want to get just a base idea, but if you're not making a decent amount of money per product, endorsement or whatever, just don't even bother with it.
Yeah. And we also wanted to add with that, we only work with companies that we actually like. We get pitched all the time, and we're not big YouTubers. We don't even have 10,000 subscribers on our channel, but I would say 3 times a week, at least, we get somebody emailing us saying, hey, we want to work together. We have this company, we have this product, and it's nothing a lot of times that we would ever use ourselves. And that's something that I think really is important, because you will come off as somebody that's just taking deals from everyone if you just accept deals from everyone.
And that dilutes your brand. If you want to have your brand taken seriously, it would look weird if, like, one day you're talking about WordPress and how great it is, but then the next day you're
talking about Squarespace.
Yeah, that doesn't look very professional, and no one's going to quite understand what your brand's even about. They're going to know you're just in it for the money, basically.
Yeah, and I've definitely noticed some channels that just, you can tell they just take like whatever is thrown at them, and it's not a channel that I tend to follow because I'm just like, oh, they just really are just doing this for the money. And I understand that you want to make money, that's part of it, but I think it's more important to build steadily than just try to take every deal that comes your way. So This is a video on the realities of content creation. Our battery just died, so I have to get a new battery. Start over. Just wanted to be real with you guys that this is what it's like. But we're in Texas. Bunch of nothing for the next like 100 miles. It's kind of pretty though.
And that kind of ties into the next thing, and that's the fact that the algorithm, the YouTube algorithm, is changing all the time. So if you are familiar at all with how SEO works, search engine optimization inside Google search, it's the same thing for YouTube. It's changing thousands of times a year, and you're never going to please it. So anybody that is out there that says that they have some sort of formula or the right thing to beat the algorithm, it's not real. It's all BS.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people
yes.
that will try to sell you their courses and try to say that they know the secrets to YouTube, and we fell for that. We signed up for a course a couple years ago and quickly realized, this was not what we thought it was going to be, and got out of it. Luckily, but
there's a lot of people out there. If you listen to Gary Vee, don't listen to somebody like Gary Vee.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
we hate him so much.
I mean, I understand what Gary Vee is trying to do, but you have to remember with Gary Vee, he has a whole team of people that are helping him create all this content. He's not doing it all by himself, because that would be impossible.
Yes.
And he's telling you gotta be on every platform, you gotta create all these videos, and that's just a fast track for burnout. And no matter what you do, you're never going to get ahead of the algorithm. It's not worth spending all this time and energy over.
The next thing we want to cover is your comment section. So as you know, in YouTube, when you post a video, anybody can leave a comment. Well, in our experience, that becomes problematic sometimes, because what happens is you're going to get tons of people who are just in there to spam or promote, ask for support. All of these things go into the comments. So what we do in our situation is I manually approve or decline every comment. The reason why I say this is because if you let your comment sections just go crazy and you don't monitor or do any sort of admin work on it, in my opinion, that kills your brand. Because if someone goes to your video and it's just full of like, hey, here's nudes and cryptocurrency crap, that goes against your brand. I don't want anything to do with cryptocurrency, nudes, any of that stuff. So I delete it. I get it out of there. And I'll also delete negative comments or anything.
Stuff that doesn't have anything to do with the video. We don't put up with that.
If a comment doesn't add any value to the video, I delete it. So we sometimes will get comments on, suggestions. Oh, do this or do that. I'll take that into consideration, and I just delete the comment. If it doesn't add to the video, it shouldn't be in there, in my opinion. So that's why you can check our videos, and that might be cases why we don't have a lot of comments, because I get rid of them.
Yeah, and I think that it's something that some people just let it kind of go wild, and do whatever you want. But for us, we're a small business, and we have a brand to uphold, and we're trying to build that brand, and we don't want anything that could potentially dilute that brand part of what we do.
Yeah. So those are a lot of things that we've noticed when running a YouTube channel. Just to recap, it's pretty simple running a YouTube channel, and that is, don't take advice from most of these YouTube content creators or anybody that is telling you to hustle and do all this. You're going to get burned out.
Yeah.
The second thing is just have fun with it. Like, look at what we're doing literally right now. We're driving and we're just making a video.
Nowhere.
Yeah. I'm like, you know what? Screw it. Let's put the camera on. This is not like our typical video where we're doing a tutorial on how to do something. We just threw on the camera, and if it works, it works. And if it doesn't, who cares? Like, we're not doing anything else. So
I think the main thing you need to focus on is to just be yourself and make the best video that you can make with what you have. A lot of people get caught up in the algorithm or
the tech.
The tech, or what somebody else is trying to sell them. And at the end of the day, none of that stuff really matters, because you see videos all the time. They're all different types of videos shot on phones or really expensive cameras, and they all do well in their own way. I think if you focus on being yourself, that's what really matters, and that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
So hopefully you found our experience with YouTube helpful if you're trying to start a YouTube channel. And if you do have a channel, leave it in the comments down below. Those are comments that we like to see.
We like those ones, yes, positive ones. Yes.
And if you like videos like this, give it a thumbs up and make sure you're subscribed, because we're uploading new content here once a week, and we're on the road right now. We're driving across the country, so you can follow along with where we're at. So thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Bye.